looks really high. Like, you guys are really looking down on me. I really have to fix this. Hi, happy Thanksgiving. Actually, really like this time of year. And I feel like I have a lot to be thankful for. I'm really thankful that I have an audience that watches me. I mean, I know I've, like, abandoned this and come back so many times, and I'm just really grateful that you guys even watch this. I wanted to pay it forward because I know that I'm not the only vegetarian or vegan out there, and this time of year can be very trying. And a lot of what I'm gonna say, I'll admit, I've kind of copied directly from Colleen Patrick Goudreau. Has a really awesome podcast. Anyone that has like a hard time this time of year, I'll put a link to it below. So I want to touch on some of the things that really struck me. I actually feel really grateful because I have, you know, I don't have like a really bad family who's like annoyed. I've heard some horror stories, though. I am the only vegan I know. Everybody else thinks it's weird, whatever. Though this advice is probably more for people like me. Maybe you're alone, but you don't, you know, you're not skipping out on the holiday. You're still enjoying it with your family. Before I get into my advice-ish, I wanted to share a little bit with my story, how I became vegan even. Well, when I became vegan in 2015, it was not long after the World Health Organization came out and said that eating meat or processed meat is a class 1 carcinogen, up there with alcohol and cigarettes. And red meat is a type class 2, meaning it probably causes cancer. Processed meat we know does. So I thought, alright, well, you know, when I went vegan it was weird, and I thought, well, it's only a matter of time until it's not weird anymore. Eventually this news is going to come out. It either never really did, or it's not mainstream yet for some reason. And people that do decide to not eat these products are considered weird still. And I don't know when that's going to change. I don't know if it's ever going to change. I was thinking that it's probably like when people realize that cigarettes caused cancer. Maybe, you know, people decades later still smoke. So maybe people either just don't care, or I don't know, but all I know is that it's still not, I don't even know what the word is. It's not cool to be vegan, not yet. It's still considered very weird, even though it kind of just makes sense, but we're not there yet. And I kind of don't want to be the depressing one, like, oh, you know, that's, you know, say someone's eating a roast beef sandwich. Oh, you know, that's going to give you cancer, right? But, you know, I don't want to be like that. So I'm just weird and ostracized, and I'm not going to talk about cancer all day, so this is where I'm at, guys. I think that's my next rabbit hole I'm going to go down, is how was it received when people started to learn that cigarettes cause cancer? I know a lot less people smoke now, but I don't know if that has to do with, you know, they started taxing it heavily. You know, I don't know. But all I know is that this stuff's just not good for you, and it's not cool to talk about. It's never going to be cool to talk about. I know I'm not about to start talking about it all the time. I'm already depressing how it is, like my interests and hobbies, like, oh, you know, the debt's unpayable, right? The dollar is going to keep losing value. Like, it's just depressing, you know. I don't want to depress everybody I know, so yeah. So, anyway, that's a part of my story. So, basically, I'm the only one that in my family that does this. Luckily, I don't live with a bunch of jerks, and I care about my family, and a part of, you know, I wish they would be open to this, because I don't want them getting sick. You know, I wish it wasn't such a taboo. That's the word, taboo. I wish it weren't so taboo, but I guess it is and will be until who knows. I mean, unfortunately, with our lawmakers so heavily lobbied and our media so influenced by their advertisers, it's so hard for any kind of truth to get out there. I'll put a link to the World Health Organization article below. I gotta stop talking about this, but I do want to say that my family, I also want to say that, okay, the cancer stuff, that's a big reason why I'm vegan, but another pretty big reason is I have a lot of compassion for animals. And around when I decided to start eating this way, there's plenty of undercover videos of what goes on in these slaughterhouses and what goes on outside of the slaughterhouses and how disgusting it is and blah blah blah. It just kind of really hurt my heart. I have a lot of compassion. That's why I decided to start eating this way. But one thing I want to say about my family is that I have a lot of compassion because of them. You don't just, you learn to be a good person like this. My family taught me to be a compassionate person who can think for myself, and I have them to thank for that. As annoyed as I might be that I'm the only one doing this during the holidays, it's because of my family, because they raised me right. And I feel like that's something I want to express this year at some point. I'm this way because they raised me to be a good person, and that's something I recommend that you guys say too. And this was in that podcast I mentioned. I'll link this below. It's really good. If anything, it's just like therapy, you know what I mean? So happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a day. I hope you choose to leave animals off your plate. And yeah. Alright.